Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Hope you're all well. It's a bit still grey out here in Northampton, but I've got a nice review to warm you all up. And today's new album is from prog keyboard singer, multi-groups person, Mr. Neal Morse. And this is his 10th official solo studio album, and it's going to be in 2 parts, and it's called The Dreamer, Jospeh, and this is part 1, and part 2 will be out next year. So there's quite a lot of people on here. So the musicians are Neal Morse, of course, who does the vocals, keyboards, guitars and drums and percussion. Guest stars, we have Eric Gillette, vocals and guitars, and he's from the Neal Morse band, of course. Steve Morse, from Deep Purple and Dixie Dregs. Then we have Ted Leonard from Spock's Beard. Matt Smith, who does vocals and is in a band called Theocracy. And then Jake Given from Proto-Law in Kansas. Now it is all about Jospeh, so you got people playing people in Jospeh. You've got Jospeh is played by Neal himself, Judah is Ted Leonard, Ruben Matt Smith, Portifer's wife is a young lady called Talon David, Slave Driver is Jake Liveran, and Simon is Will Morse, who's son of Neal Morse. Jacob is played by Mark Pogue. Now Mark has toured with Neal in Spock's Beers Transatlantic. And the players and guards are played by Matt Smith, Mark Pogue and Will Morse. So there's lots going on this. So the first track is Overture. Grandeur. Anything that Neal Morse is involved with, you've got all this sort of proggy, busy stuff going on, but it all sounds great. It's that it's Neal Morse is involved with this from the first tune that comes out. It's got bits of Spock's Beard in there, Transatlantic, the Neal Morse band. It's all in there. Absolutely, really good. Then we have a Prologue and Before the World Was. Really nice track. Great vocal from Neal. Some nice strings in this. Solid track. I do like that one. Up next is A Million Miles Away. Some lovely acoustic guitar in this. Just telling the story of Jospeh. It's really different, but it works. A great track. Burns Like a Wheel. Continues on from A Million Miles Away. It sort of flows into this track. Some great guitar work in this as well. Absolutely brilliant track. Up next is Liar Liar. More typical Neal Morse style prog. Nice melody, some lovely drums, some lovely keyboard runs. Really good. Then we get The Pit, one of my favourite tracks on here. It's a wonderful vocal, and you really get into this. The vocal's good, it's solid work. Then there is my favourite track already on this. It's called Like a Wall. The riff in this is absolutely amazing, and it's probably Neal's best vocal on the album. Just a short little rock track. Gold Dust City, the highlight of this one is saxophone. Absolutely stunning piece of work. Then we get Slave Boy, a great bass line, another of my favourites. It's got some nice guitar effects on it, and Talon David, who does the vocal for the female. It's wonderful. She's got such a lovely voice, and it fits in with this style of prog. Out of Sight, Out of Mind. There's a lot of singing in this. It's very, stay on a stage musical sort of thing. Then we have Count. And then we get next track is Wait on You, another of my favourites. The guitar work is great on here. I'm not sure who's doing it. It could be Neal, it could be Eric, it's Steve, but it's such a strong track. All Your Weight on the Lord. A really great start. The choral singing, operatic. It's just incredible to listen to this. Then we have a little bit more of the overture. And then we go into Ultraviolet Dreams, which has got some lovely, delicate guitar on this. Another strong track. In Heaven, Charge of Hell. Wicked keyboards on here. It's got a really good riff. And the last track is Why Have You Forsaken Me. A really good track to end the album. Strong vocals, just that typical Neal Morse production, the grandeur, and Neal's stabs of this, stabs of that. It's absolutely brilliant. I like this, and I can't wait until next year, until we get part 2. I hope it's early in 2024 and not like in a year's time. I think this is a great album. It's, if you know the story of Jospeh, you can get into this. This is not going to be an album that you, oh, I'll put that track on. You have to listen to it all the way through. It's the only way to listen to it. I've now listened to it under the headphones. I put it onto my iPod, and I had it on the other day when I went for a walk, and I had to go to the post office, so I put this on, and oh, it's amazing. You really get into it under the headphones. I love Neal Morse stuff anyway, so I think this is a really good album, and I can't wait to hear part 2. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. It's a really good album if you like Neal Morse projects. Okay, that's not all for today. We've got a triple header today, and we've got a birthday top 10 to do, and it's Wyoming Dave, who actually come up on the live stream last night for a little while. So it's his birthday today, so we're going to look at the top 10 singles on the day he was born. And so it'll be the American top 10, because Wyoming, of course, is in the United States. So I will see you for that very shortly. Bye for now.